It's 12:01 AM on the 31st of December. The text simulation ending in 23h59 am is scrolling in the sky. What's your plan? Try some fun, Drew Gus. Never done anything except weed. Not sure if that'd be the best or worst time to try acid. I feel like this is a situation where you wanna try something lighter first. Like salvia. See how that 15-minute trip goes as a trial run first. If the dread of your possible impending doom sends you out on a bad trip, at least you know it's gonna be short. I think I'd just wait it out. Try to enjoy the last 24 hours of the simulation. Never know. I may have a body in the real world that I'll wake up in. I never thought of waking up after the simulation. That's a nice thought. Have a drink. Or 10. I'd have Sky Control spawn some clouds real quick to obscure the message, then have Sentience Maintenance do a search and replace on all simulated human memories to purge any recollection of the message. Then find out which of the simulation team is responsible and prepare a disciplinary. It happens all the time. The power goes to the admins' heads and they have to stage this sort of god-level prank, burning bushes, making deities appear in toast. Anyway, the simulation ends the 29th of July. 1200 GMT. I'd probably be skeptical and assume someone somehow did it to duck with people. But I'd spend the day with my wife. Just in case. No crazy bucket list stuff. Just spend time together. I would also spend the last day with your wife. That's enough time to fly to England. And tell her I still love her. Face to face. This is interesting though. Will the simulation shut down in waves? Or is it whatever your time zone is, so for some people it'll just be like 7 AM on the 1st or something? Honestly, I'd probably cry for a bit. Then I'd wake up my wife. Go get both of my girls and put them in bed with us and stay there holding them and loving on them for as long as possible. They mean the world to me. And knowing that it would all be coming to an end would make me extremely depressed. I would do Drew Gus. You two are the complete opposite of each other and I love that. Probably go to the park with my 1-year-old and have a blast playing with him, then we would go home and eat all the pizza rolls possible. What will be. So I'll just do what makes me happiest. I'd be eating and drinking a lot, then finding someone to have sex with. Afterwards, I'd go back to eating and drinking until the clock ticks over. I do that daily, but it rarely works out that way. I wouldn't wager my last night on it. Hope the person running the simulation decides to buy the DLC expansion last minute. Thank duck and be happy it's over. Agreed. This body is clearly ducking broken. New simulation or NPLS. Why the duck am I looking outside at 12:01 AM, bruh, I'm asleep. Edit. Holy shit, that's a lot of upvotes. Probably the screaming and crying from all your neighbors who are having nervous breakdowns about the Sky message. Is this what everyone thought would happen in 2012? I don't know if you're actually curious, but as I recall, the top contenders for what was supposed to happen were giant meteor and magnetic poles flipping, geomagnetic reversal. Spend my last 14 hours in prison. Would jump in my old rusty BMW. Drive to my lovely GF. Tell her that I really love her. Even if she might be part of the simulation, and that I won't ever forget the wonderful moments we had together. I know. Nobody gives a shit about this comment, and Reddit hates it when someone claims to be in a relationship with a person you love, but duck it. Go inside with my family. Create a giant end of the world playlist for when it gets closer. And just try to enjoy it the best I can. Rob as many banks as possible and buy as many chicken nuggets as possible. Eat as many as I can until I die or slip into a coma. Considering I'm not religious, assume that this is some sort ad campaign being tested by cell phone service companies, and start making a plan to make my own company if that proves to be true. One that doesn't allow any ads. I saw this once in Sao. I'm driving up to see my girlfriend and we're exchanging addresses, or whatever the real world uses if we remember it. Fly to New Zealand to see if the simulation ends. I mean, Aside from an orgy and all the food I could possibly want, I'd probably get high and select a book I've always wanted to read, but hadn't gotten around to. Eat all the pizza and drink tons of beer. I have celiac, but it is the end of the world. Who cares if I shit my pants? Also, play with a shitload of puppies. Go to bed and wait for it to happen. IDK probably continuing enjoying my birthday and pretending like everything is fine lol. Have a great last day on earth with my boyfriend. Reminiscing about our time together. Telling him how much the time we had together meant to me and that I love him and don't regret a second. Go to my neighbor's stable and start giving their horses BJS. I always want to, but I don't want to be arrested, but if this happened I wouldn't have to care. Turn off the world's Wi-Fi and play the biggest dinosaur Google game ever. I'm the troll with a 3 kilowatt projector projecting a 24-hour timer into the sky. Buy stocks. Everyone will be panicking and in the early hours the market will be ducked. If the world does end, no problem. I won't be there to worry. If it doesn't end, the market will go back up and I'll make good dosh. Realistically, if I saw that in the skies, I'd Google it. I'd probably find people confirming it's the end of the world and people denying it. Depending on the sources and all, I'd assume the world is ending for real. I think. Or at least that there's a good chance it's ending for real. I'd call my mom and my brother. Maybe I'd text some of my friends. Then I'd stay home with my dogs. I'd text my duck buddies and see if they'd be down to come over to have sex. But honestly I don't think I'd make the effort to go to them. I'd really just spend time with my dogs. And eating and drinking stuff I like. I guess it's kinda what I do with my life now. I can do that. 1. Go to Area 51. 2. Find the main cheat code on the computers hidden in the area. 3. Stop the text from scrolling in the sky and stop the simulation from ending. 4. Kill all diseases and viruses and prevent the Black Death from happening. Well, I would be devastated not because the fact that nothing is real, but because there are things I didn't get to do yet. Promises I wouldn't be able to keep. I'd probably spend all day on Discord, just spending every last moment with the people I care about. As sad as that is. It doesn't say what it's evaluating. Could be a final test. Now having it confirmed I could be watched and recorded at all times. I prepare myself for the simulation exit and return all trays and seat backs to the upright position. Or whatever that is for a simulation. I definitely don't go gather up all my hot neighbors for a final orgy. That would be stupid and immature. I want to say something cool, but honestly I'd probably just spend the last day of my life paralyzed with existential dread and freaking out. Probably find a way to get up to the comics on font in the sky and change it to Times New Roman, then wait peacefully and die content. Listen for the sound of about 100 light chow drones. Companies go pretty far to grab attention these days. It involves Olivia Wilde or Emma Watson. Whichever I can find first. My man. Unplug the alarm clock, you uncultured fools. Neo my way out of this bullshit with the help of Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. I would say thank God this shitty life is gonna be over and I'll just wink out of existence and go back to sleep. Go outside and help all the people being victimized by scum who'd give up the facade of morality sympathy when it was no longer necessary to fake it. Have sex with my husband. Then have the whole family come over, open invite for close friends, for some really good food. Put on a classic comedy. Blow some coke and drink some beers. Basically, live it up and be surrounded by my loved ones. Find the girl I love and tell her. Weep with relief and tell all of my loved ones a code phrase we can use to meet up if we exist outside the simulation. Pending I'm in New York when this happens. I would calculate the fall time after jumping off the Empire State Building and time my jump to where I'm mere centimeters from the ground when the timer hits 0. Immediately drive to my mom's house and spend the day with her. Yeah. Spend the time with my family. and eat as many chimichanga style frozen burritos as I could stuff into my guts. Try to start World War LLL and take all the shit I wanted in my life. Must go to GF and spend the remaining time together. Probably just watching the sky as we used to do. I'd spend the day with my pets. Give them lots of treats. And play lots of games. They wouldn't know it's their last day. But why not make it a great one? Guys, stop freaking out. You'll act like we didn't know we are just a part of a Sims 5 demo at E3. Try all the alcohols I wanted. But no, I shouldn't. Have sex for the last 2 or 5 times with my husband. Let my daughter be as loud and obnoxious as she wants without scolding or repercussions. Finally, finish the day with an all-out glutton fest of delicious food. I'm gonna go get laid. Get drunk. Eat some great food. Play some fun games. Drink more. And get laid one last time before the time is up.